Hey, it's Asia here with the Fluffy Hustle. Today we're going to be talking about how to choose a domain name that gets results for your business. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, the starting point. So, choose a domain name that is easy to type. Um, choosing a domain name that's easy to type is critical to your online success. If you use slang, like let's say you, like the letter U instead of the word you spelled out, or words with multiple spellings, such as express, which is spelled Express, versus express, which is just Xpress, it might be harder for customers to find your site. So I know we like to try to do like unique spellings and things like that, but if your name can be spelled multiple ways and people are not clear about that, it can make it really, really hard for people to remember your website name. So we want to try to keep it very, very easy for people to type and not have to guess about how to spell your website. So next, you want to think about keeping the name short. So if your domain name is long and complex, you risk customers mistyping or misspelling it. Short and simple is definitely the way to go. Now, let's talk about keywords. So try using keywords that describe your business and the service or what you sell. For example, if you sell bundles, if you sell extensions or wigs, right? Your website name could be I sell bundles.com, right? Your website name, your domain name does not have to be the same as your business name. So let's say you do have a unique business name, right? That might be a little difficult for someone to remember when they're typing in the URL. They might not remember Kayla's luscious bundles and lashes, right? .co, but they will remember I sell bundles.co, I sell minklashes.co. They will remember websites like that versus websites that are a little bit more difficult, right? Also, when you use names like that are descriptive and explain what it is you do, it actually improves your rank in the search engines. So, for instance, if somebody was looking for like mink lashes, yada, 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 well, because your website name literally has those keywords in it, the odds of your website coming up in the search results is a lot higher. Okay. So think about keywords. Next, target your area. Now, this is not for everyone, but it could be, so I wanted to cover it. So, for example, even though a lot of you are starting an online boutique, there are a lot of people who have online boutiques who offer local delivery, local pickup, and things like that to customers in their area. So, for example, what you could do is, let's say you are going to be selling, just use the lashes again as an example. You could put your city name in the domain name. So, for example, you could say, I sell mink lashes Atlanta, right? So, again, if someone was searching for mink lashes in Atlanta, your website could easily be picked up because it's literally in your name. So, if you're going to be servicing a local area, then that'll be great. This is also good for people who actually have established businesses and they're now trying to take their physical business online, right? So you can describe where you're at. Now, I would not suggest doing this if you were someone who is exclusively online and you don't have the ability to actually service your local community. So let me give you an example. There are a lot of people who start their businesses and they don't have the inventory on hand. They do a pre-order process or they do drop shipping, right? And both of those mean you do not hold the inventory in your hand. Now, most people, most local people, when they're looking for a business, they're looking for people who have the product on hand. So let's say you sold bundles, right? And you put I sell bundles Atlanta. Well, most people are going to be looking for someone in their local area who sells bundles to have them on hand because they want to get their hair done that same day or the next day. They need the product in hand right away. They don't have time to go and purchase hair from where they might already get their hair from. They don't have time to wait. So if you are not someone who's going to carry the product on hand, have the ability for people to come either pick the product up from you or for you to deliver that product in your local area, I would stay away from including your local area's name in your domain name, if that makes sense, okay? But it could be great for people who will service their local area. Okay, so next let's talk about avoiding numbers and hyphens. So, numbers and hyphens are often misunderstood. People who hear your website address don't know if you're using the number 5 or if it's spelled out 5, FIVE, or they might misplace or forget a dash. So, for example, if you instead of you just saying like I sell mink lashes, what if you did I dash sell dash mink dash lashes? That is going to be very, very hard for people to remember where all those dashes go. Okay. It's just like kind of like think about on Instagram with people who have like a lot of, underscores. Sometimes that can be confusing and you forget where to put the underscores in their tag or in their ad. Okay. So think about that going forward. Like, even if your business has like a number in it, you might want to consider not having that in your domain name because it could be confusing for customers. Okay, so now you want to choose a domain name extension that actually fits. So extensions are suffixes such as .com or .net at the end of a web address. These can have specific uses, so make sure you choose one that works for your business. The .com extension is far and away the most popular, right? So everybody wants the .com, but it can be tough to get a short and memorable .com because it's been around for so long. Like that was .com is the original extension, so it's definitely been out there for a long, long time. So so there are a whole bunch of new extensions like .app, .photography, .nyc, .guru, and they offer a great opportunity to register short and highly relevant names. And there are some top extensions. What I want to show you right now are some top extensions and what their uses are and what I would suggest for a boutique. So here we go. So you have .co. I think .co is appropriate because it's an abbreviation for company, commerce, and community. And since you are a boutique, you definitely will be doing e-commerce, so it's fitting for you to use the .co extension. Whereas I wouldn't suggest a boutique have like .info. That doesn't make sense because people are expecting for a .info site to give them information, not to be selling them things. .net tends to be like more technical sites. So again, as a boutique, that's not really fitting. .org is like non-commercial and not nonprofit. So again, people are not expecting to come onto a .org site and be seeing things to purchase. All right. And then .biz, I although it's for business, what I typically see .biz for are like a lot of business to business websites. So they don't sell to the public, but they sell products to other businesses. Then I could see using a .biz, but it's just not a more well-known extension. And I again would kind of lean towards more of the .co as opposed to the .biz, but you can use it. And then .me is another one. This is for blogs. These are personal sites. .me implies exactly what it is, right? So .me is about you. If I'm trying to build my own brand, if I'm a photographer and I'm trying to showcase my portfolio, if I have a resume and I'm trying to, highlight my skills, .me makes sense. But that doesn't make sense for a boutique. So just make sure when you're selecting your website name, it makes sense for the type of business that you have. Some of these other extensions like .biz and .me can be like super cheap. They're like $3 extensions, but it's worth it to pay like $12 to get an extension that actually works for your business type. Okay. So next, you want to protect and build your brand. So to protect your brand, consider purchasing various domain extensions as well as misspelled versions of your domain name. This prevents competitors from registering other versions and ensures your customers are directed to your website even if they mistype it. So let me go back here and okay, so I put in a domain search, right? And you see here, kaylascollection.com is available, but so is kaylascollection.net, .org, .info, and I'm pretty sure .co and all the other ones are available as well. And if you are going to be building a brand that's really popular, you know that your brand is going to hit, like people, there are actually people out there who look for up and coming businesses that have promise, and they will purchase the domain names that are, the .net, the .org, the .info, the .co, or whatever, and try to redirect your business's traffic to their websites. And then once you realize that that's happening, then guess what? They will say, okay, well, you can purchase this domain name from me, but they jack the prices up, right? So you want to eliminate all of that and make sure that your customers are going to your website and not to somebody else's website inadvertently, because that does happen. There are like people that's all they do. They sit around and look at businesses that are doing well, and they'll sit there and they will snatch up the domain name. So I will give you an example. It's kind of funny. If you guys remember or if you follow this, but the singer Tierra Marie owed 50 Cent like $30,000, right? And so she came up with these shirts that said, I ain't got it, right? Well, she didn't, like, she pushed the shirts out, but she didn't buy the domain name iaintgotit.com, right? So when people started searching for iaintgotit.com, guess what 50 Cent did? He purchased the domain name, and then all of the traffic for her website started being directed to his website, to iam50cent.com. So make sure, like, people will do stuff like that. So when if somebody buys a domain that's very close to yours and your customers are trying to go to your website, someone could easily siphon your traffic over to their website. That's why I always suggest, like, for example, let's say you build your website, let's say on shopify.com. And Shopify, you can have your store without having no domain. So you could have like kaylascollection.myshopify.com, right? Now, if I were one of these people, I could say, oh wow, this boutique is using the my Shopify site. So they haven't bought their domain name yet, and this boutique is doing really, really good. Let me go purchase the name. Let me purchase kaylascollection.com from, right now. When that person goes to purchase their domain name, guess what's going to happen? They're going to have to come to me, and I'm not going to charge them $12. I'm going to charge them $500. I'm going to charge them $1,000 to get their domain name, because they want it for their business, right? So just protect your brand, protect yourself, and make sure that you secure your domain names. All right, so let's go here and just saying act fast. So with all of that said, make sure if you have an idea, you know what you want to do, go ahead and snatch the domain up as quickly as possible. Domains are as cheap as like $3, up to like $12 is the norm. So they're very inexpensive, and it's worth it. Even if you don't have anything else going on, but you know for sure you want your domain name to be a specific name. Even if you don't have anything else done, snatch up the domain name just so you have it and no one else can take it. Because even though you believe you have a unique idea, a lot of times other people are also having the same ideas. It's so interesting how things work, but it seems like all of a sudden there's a wave and everybody gets on that wave. So like, for example, back in 2013, when I launched Lovelish Plus Size Boutique, literally before I launched, I could not find an online plus size boutique. Like literally the only thing that was available was like Torrid, Lane Bryant, Ashley Stewart, Avenue, Catherine's, kind of like old timey type of stores. So like the best you were going to get is Ashley Stewart and Torrid. Legit, right? So like Forever 21 didn't have a plus size section, nothing like that. Like it was bleak times back then if you were a plus size girl, okay? And so up until that point, I could not find a plus size boutique. But it seemed like all of a sudden, plus size boutiques started popping up left and right in 2013. So many plus size boutiques popped up all at the same time. In fact, I was featured in several blogs where they were saying, "Oh my God, this is the this surge of plus size online stores. This is amazing. This is wonderful. We've never had so much selection." Right? So all up until that point, there was nothing. But in 2013, it seemed like all of these people opened these shops. Okay, so that's how things happen. Things kind of like happen in waves, and you want to be at the front of the wave. If you have an idea, act on it, because I guarantee you there are other people out there who are catching whatever trend that you're seeing. They're catching whatever vibe, whatever wave you're on, and they're being inspired to do the same thing. It does not matter what it is in business. Right now, there's thousands of handles for people who sell bundles, who sell lashes, who sell makeup. It's always a wave. There was a point in time where there was a wave of people selling like those makeup palettes. Then it went from makeup palettes, then everybody starts selling bundles. Then it went from bundles, and now everybody is selling eyelashes, right? There's a wave. So when people catch a wave, trust me, there's a lot of people are going to try to jump on the same thing. Same thing, selling vendor list, right? 2 years ago, I never heard of anybody selling a vendor list. But within the last year or so, everybody and their mama sells a vendor list. So there's always a wave. So when you have an idea and you're clear about it, secure your idea, act fast, get your domain name, so that while you're preparing, while you're getting all of your stuff together for your business, nobody can come in and take your domain name. Okay? So that's pretty much it. I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope I gave you some things to think about and to consider when selecting your domain name, because a memorable domain name, an easy domain name, is going to definitely make you more money. All right, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.